Hello and welcome back to Elm Creek on Farming Simulator 22. So it's the first day in September and the heavens have opened and it's now raining pretty heavy. Obviously completely different to how it was in seasons. It is pretty much just for show as far as I gather. It doesn't really have any negative effect. You can still do field work and I'll be honest, I do think that seasons in this game is a little bit of a downgrade in regards to the standalone seasons mod from previous games, but I am hoping that maybe we'll get a bit of an upgrade or something along those lines. I do like the month, I do like that. I think that is a good step. It does improve it. I do like that I can see now the month instead of just being winter part 1 or winter 2. I do prefer that. But yeah, in this episode pretty much just going to do a few bits and bobs and try and progress a little bit. So the fields are now all ready with canola, all growing. Just need to fertilise them, but we don't need to do that just yet. I will need to change the tyres on the tractor at some point as well. Get one of the tractors with some narrow tyres so we can do that. And the canola in this field is just a little bit behind, just because this is the last one that I got around to planting. But overall, pretty good. I'm not expecting a massive yield on these, so it's not going to be some crazy income where we can go on and probably change too much after it. But I do want to try and get a grass field at some point, and yeah, maybe change the layout on this yard with me sticking around here so we can put some placeables in, maybe get a cow shed, a cow barn, something along them lines. And I think we're going to have to use this space, so it'd be better to buy the field surrounding. So I have had an idea as well that field 47 has actually got some sorghum in right now that's ready to harvest. And it's not a bad size field, it's not massive, but it's not also pretty bad. It's got some weeds in though. It does state that it's got 50% weed, so that's going to be a bit of a hit. And it also states as well that it's 100% fertilised, so might counteract that. But as you can see, it's a good size field. And it is actually in our price range. So yeah, we can buy it for 64,500. So we can actually afford that, but we won't have much money left. But then we can harvest it, see how much money we've got, and then sell the field. And it'd be good to, it'd be interesting to see where we're at with the sorghum itself. Let's have a look at the price of sorghum and best time to sell it, because we might need to keep a hold of it and then just sell the field. Try to be a bit clever on this one. A completely wrong menu. So we're looking for the prices. So sorghum isn't too bad. I haven't looked pretty much at the prices yet to see the difference. Yeah, to see how it changes from what we'd see in FS19. I mean, wheats are probably around the same there. I mean, Goldcrest Valley's got some good price there. And it's supposed to be at the lowest as well, which is interesting. Now, I don't know if that's just skyrocketed for no reason, but that is a much better price. Oats is pretty good, 2,000. Canola, you can see it fluctuates quite a bit. But we can get, right now, see, Goldcrest Valley seems to offer quite a lot of money. Oil mill's a bit better there. Olives and grapes are different. Yeah, I like Goldcrest Valley. It seems like it's offering quite a bit. Look at that for soybeans. Soybeans looks like it's a pretty good crop, that is. Corn's definitely gone up a slight amount. Yeah, I think I might do that. I think I might get that field, harvest it, and then we can move forward and sell it. Let's just quickly look before I do that fluctuation in prices. Again, everything's always lower down in this time of year. Now, I don't know if I'm reading this right, but it seems like everything, well, not that, it seems like that's definitely different, but most of it is, the best time to sell everything's around January. So if you do hold on to your crops, you're probably going to sell it for a much better price. But looking at the price there, 1,900, I think that stands out to me. It makes me think that we could, what I'll do this time around is I'll get the field, harvest it, sell the grain now, make a note of the price, but then come January time, December time, we'll actually have a look at the price of sorghum just to see if it has increased from that 1,944. So let's go and first, some deers just chilling out in the middle of the road, see if we can catch a good look at them. They scarpered off pretty quick. Yeah, let's go and jump to this because I've got just over here, I've taken the stones, so I've got 1,603 litres of stone that we've picked up in the last episodes, and I'm just going to quickly drop it into this crusher just to see what happens. Now, it shouldn't be the best amount of money, but it is going to be something. Yeah, so it's only £242, but it's better than nothing. So what I'm quickly just going to do, I'm going to tell this to drive back. I might start it off on the road just to give it a helping hand. I don't even know if this is the right direction, but I imagine it might be. I think it's just up there and left. So let's open this up. Create a job. Go to, and we'll just park it there. That should be fine. And then what we'll do is pretty much... Did I just cancel that job? I think I might have done. Yeah, so what I'm going to quickly do now is I'm going to buy this field. And we're going to harvest it up. So 64,000, we're pretty much skint now. So we need to get this harvester out and start doing this quickly so we can sell the field. I know this is a little bit of a sneaky thing to do, but it gives us an option of some work to do while we're waiting for our field to, well, our fields to get ready, because then we can do some fertiliser. And there's not much really else to do at the moment. We've got no grass fields, got no grass work to do. And it's nice to experience as well the new crop type, so kind of makes sense. Aha, so harvesting while it rains reduces yield. I didn't think that, and I wouldn't have expected that as well. So we definitely don't want to be doing that. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have to wait it out anyway for the rain to disappear. Quickly, I just want to point out as well, underneath this barn there is a door down here and you can open it up. And it would be a good place to store some stuff, but the problem is the roof's just a little bit too low down for me to reverse any of my tractors in. So I couldn't put any bales in here. And I don't know what else I could put in here, to be honest. But yeah, it would have been a good storage point if it was a little bit higher up. And I have noticed as well, there's a map in here of the actual map. So it looks like it's a model map, which is pretty cool. Nice detail. But yeah, it would have been good to have that sorted out so we could put some stuff in. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip time to the next day, probably because that's when the rain will stop. I think it is just set for the day. This is the weather. It's not like, I'm sure it's not like normal seasons where the weather fluctuates throughout the day, not just set for one day, but I'll find out. And then I'll cut back in and we'll crack on with that field. Right, so I was completely wrong. It's now 1:30 midday and it has stopped raining. That's good to see. So now we shouldn't have any impact on the yield, which I do like. I am glad that they've put that in because my initial thought was that that's not going to be the case, that I can harvest it pretty much any time, and I do prefer it to be a bit more realistic like that, so that is good to see. Right, so doesn't look like we can do any straw, but I will just double check that. Nope, can't make any straw with this crop type. So we'll just make sure we harvest this. It does leave quite a tall stubble, but I do like the textures, especially the stubble as well. It's quite detailed, and again the harvester has much improved with the dust now. I have missed a bit there, so let's go back and get them little bits. Every little bit helps. And I think what we'll do first is we'll go around the edge of the field, and then we'll start doing some up and down rows after. Now I'm not entirely sure what yield I'm going to get from this field. It would be good at some point after we've expanded the farm. I mean, that could be an idea. Expand the farmland on the fields we've already got, but then buy like these 3 fields and combine them into one big one. Yep. Would be better to concentrate as well, so I don't keep missing little bits. But yeah, I think that'd be a good idea to make this one big field and try and purchase them, because they're not crazy expensive. They are definitely reachable with the price. And we can also look at some contracts as well. See if there's anything standing out as a good earner. I'm just trying to get a good visual look of the sorghum as we're harvesting it, and it does look good. Definitely better than what I saw on a few maps that came out on FS19 that did have sorghum on. This is definitely a much higher detailed texture for this crop. Now, from what I imagine, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I think sorghum mainly on this game is just to sell, so just to harvest and sell. I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. There might be another use for it with all the production features, but right now all we're going to pretty much do is either store it to sell or sell it, which I am tending on thinking that the best thing to do is to sell it straight away, and then we'll compare the prices eventually when we start learning a bit more about how the prices do fluctuate. And if it is a true representation of one of the best prices. Because I do think that 1,900 is pretty good anyway. I have got it on easy. I did want to change it to medium and I completely forgot about that. So maybe it would be a good idea to do that, in fact, before we sell this, just so it's not a bit overkill. But I need to remember to do that. In fact, what I'll do is actually do it now, because then I am talking about it, it's the best thing to do. There we go. So we want it on normal, and then let's have a quick look at the change now. So it's still £1,000. £1,000 on normal difficulty. So it's definitely a lot better, and as you can see though, it is coming down. So you can imagine it, if it is true and it's now September, it's going to be a lot higher in January. So it might actually be a good idea to stick it in the silo. But I'll decide at the end, when I've completely harvested this field, then we'll make a good call then of what to do. Them deers definitely need to move out of the way. The last thing that deer wants to do is get in front of this harvester. Run! There we go. Right, so I think it's a good time now for me to stick in a bit of a time lapse of me finishing off this field, and then we'll see how much yield we got at the end. And hopefully it's going to be, if it's over 10,000, I'll be happy. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah, I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh no, it ain't easy, darling, when the devil's on my trail. Oh yeah. Right, so that's that done. That was pretty easy actually. Part of me does feel a little bit bad for taking that field, buying it just to harvest it and then selling it again. It's something doesn't really feel right about that. But anyway, it's a good way of earning some money early on in the game while we're learning it. As you can tell in the bottom corner, I don't know if you can see where it says 6,612 litres at 82% capacity, and it says maximum, and that means that the trailer has reached its maximum weight even though it can hold more volume. And this is that addition that you can add in the settings, which I do like. Yeah, I really do think that's a nice feature added to the game. So we just need to empty this, empty out the last bit. I think there's another 4,000 litres in the harvester, and then we'll park everything up. And I might even have a quick look if there's any more fields that we can get some harvesting done on. That would be good. Now I wonder if the pipe will open out manually. Nope. But it will empty. That's the main thing. So let's just have a quick look at the fields just to see if there's anything else we can do. So it seems like there's a field 69, field 58, field 22 might be in our price range. That's definitely not in our price range. That's 605,000 value. And that's hefty as well. So that was pretty much the only thing I'd say we can afford right now. Yeah, they're getting a bit dearer down the bottom. Is that a big grass field? Oh, 71. That'd be good to take a nosy at. I think that might be... There's some grass fields as well, aren't they? Yeah, so there's some grass fields up that top right corner. Anyway, let's fold this back up, put the header on the trailer, and we'll cart that around with the tractor, because it's not so easy when it's on this. There you go. See it spawn. I do like that as well, because I was definitely one that was having issues on FS19 with the header trailers. They just didn't work for me at all. So I do like to see that now. So I'll just park this up just here for the moment. It's out the way and that's fine. There we go. Job done. Jump into... Well, we can jump into this first. Bring this back. Hopefully I can swing that around there. Just about. And then what I am going to do as well, just before I end the episode, I'm going to have a look at what fertiliser spreader or sprayer is going to be best to lease out for these 3 fields. It might be a better option to get a solid fertiliser spreader and have a look at the price of solid fertiliser compared to the price of liquid fertiliser and getting a sprayer. But I'll have a look and we'll try and make a comparison to see which is the best route to go on that. Now, if I was going to keep field 47, which is what I'm in now, I'd definitely mulch that up to increase the yield next time round. Because we're going to sell it, I'm not going to do that. With these 3 fields as well, I probably should have rolled them as well after I picked up the stones with the stone collector. There was only small stones as well, so I could have just used the roller to push them back into the ground. Probably would have been the best bet, because then I can increase the yield as well at the same time. It seems like you need the engine on now to tip. Now, you didn't need to do that on FS19, so I do like that as well, because it makes sense with us using hydraulics. Alright, so there we go. Job done. That's it. Got some sorghum now with a small amount of wheat in the silo. So we should have a good amount coming up when the price is right to sell. If you did want to know as well how to find out how much you've got in the silo, it does state in your prices menu. So it says the storage bit here, 10,805 litres and 4,000 litres there. So if you did want to know the volume you've got in your salads, you can do that. But I think as well you can also walk up to it. There you go. In the bottom right corner it tells you what you've got. So that's pretty cool. Makes it a lot easier now. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the price of the fertilisers. So we can get 1,000 litres of solid there for 1,900. We can get 1,000 litres there for 1,800, so that's cheaper, definitely. And if we have a look at liquid fertiliser, oh, it's a lot more expensive. It really is. Unless we do this, which is, this is 750 litres solid fertiliser. Actually, that might be, yeah, that is actually more expensive, I think. I'd have to properly work that out, but I think it might be worse off to do that. Now, you can get this. This is to make up your own liquid fertiliser, so it does count as 6,000 litres in total, because basically it's a mixture of the, you can make your own basically. So that might be a good option in the future to do with liquid fertiliser, but I think it seems like the best way to go about it would be to get this, is it Corn Cali? Big bag of solid fertiliser. So let's have a look at some spreaders. Fertiliser spreader. Now it seems like the cheapest one there is 25,000. We can probably lease that out for 1,275. So it's still quite expensive for what it is. And unfortunately, there's no small fertiliser spreaders yet to come out as a mod. But I will keep a close eye on that. Definitely decide for the next episode, because I'm probably going to need to do the fertiliser. But what I'll quickly just do is we'll progress into the next date, at least, because it is September, day 1. So we'll have a look at September day 2, just see if the crop starts growing a little bit more. Right, so it's now day 2, September 16. September 16. I wonder why it says 16. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Let's go in my settings. Yeah, so it's days per month 2. So there shouldn't be 16. Now, I know I can have 16. Interesting. Yeah, so it is showing me there that it has pretty much gone on to the next one. And in October, there's going to be a lot of crops to harvest. We might be able to get our hands on a soybean field, because the price of soybeans is pretty good. So let's just have a quick look at that as well. See if we can see any soybeans. So we're looking for like a bit of a darky green colour like this. Field 43. How can that be 78,000, whereas that was only 64? It seems like it's a lot more cheaper close to me. It's just them 2 fields. See, these 3 fields here are achievable, and we can make it into one big one, and then we can make this our proper farmland. I think that'd be a good step and a good aiming point to do. Definitely should be our focus. But yeah, it's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to buy any more fields now. We've got, is it potatoes in that field? I think it might be. And we've got some oats, which means I could do some straw. But unfortunately, as you can see, it's already been harvested. So I'm not going to be doing potatoes because I haven't got any equipment for that. But we can have a quick look at, see if there's any contracts. There's a baling contract that I wouldn't mind doing in field 14. Do you think that looks pretty good? 6,824. Now I'd have to borrow the items, which would obviously bring that down. Field 20, cultivating, only £114. Let's have a look at field 20, because that is mental. Where is field 20? Oh, it's tiny. Fair play. It's not even worth the drive for that. Let's just have a look at another one. 2,000. 6,000 seems to be the best. Fertilising in field 10. But I'd have to buy the fertiliser, so that'd be pretty expensive. There's a lot of fertilising. A lot of them. There's a good harvesting one. And a spraying one. I mean, what I could do, this might be even more sneaky, is do a fertilising contract, because I can actually use it and save the cost of leasing it out and get paid at the same time for doing a contract. Now the only thing I need to do is obviously buy some fertiliser, and it seems like field 60 is the highest one. Sorry, field 77. So that could be an option. The baling contract in that one might be an option. So where's field 77? All the way down here, and it's not a bad size. I could probably afford getting some fertiliser for that in my 3 fields. Now that is a good idea. So I'm going to keep that in mind for the next episode. We might be doing a fertilising contract, doing our fertilising, and if we've got time, we might do that baling. Because I would like to get my hands on a mower and doing some grass work. But on that note, I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.